joining me on this video. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the new subscribers and to the returning family. Welcome back. I appreciate you all so very much. The old, raggedy, dusty behind narcissist. Many people wonder whether the narcissist has an epiphany as they age and realize the error in their ways and change their behavior and reconcile their relationships. Let me start by saying that those are some lofty dreams for anyone to have about an aging narcissist. One reality about aging is that it is not easy. There is no training for it. Our bodies change physically as well as mentally. One common theme among several elderly people is that their minds tell them that they can do a certain thing or task, even a chore, and their bodies betray them, and it is depressing to them. I have seen this happen time and time again, from working as well as volunteering with seniors, as well as being in a hospice setting numerous times. I have been fortunate enough to engage with some truly fascinating elders who have shown me a lot and expressed a lot about the aging process. There is no preparation or talk about how your body will respond to whatever change you will face. And in order to transition into the sunset of life gracefully, it requires maturity and most importantly, courage. Now, let's not deceive ourselves and believe that the dusty behind narcissist is courageous. They are the biggest cowards to walk the face of the earth. It takes courage to look at yourself and realize the error of your ways, and that is definitely something that the narcissist will not do. They do not self-reflect or self-regulate because it is painful, and it takes courage to face any pain point in your life. Some of you need to rejoice that you are no longer with the narcissist, because your life quality as you age would be dismal if you were still with the narcissist. As the raggedy narc ages, they become worse, period. They become bitter. Aging becomes a series of defeats as their body and health changes and declines. They struggle to cope and are in denial and resentful, and in some cases, they even become depressed. Remember, they have relied heavily on expressing their supremacy, whether it's real or imaginary, in areas of performance, influence, power, beauty, or finances. The very things that the narcissist relied on heavily to manipulate and take advantage of people, they lose. They grow bitter, and they feel victimized, and they begin to blame God and everyone else for their disappointments, still not taking responsibility for their actions. They experience isolation because they have wasted their years antagonizing the lives of their friends and family. Spouses have either divorced them or they've become reserved to avoid the combativeness of the narcissist, as well as the misery of being around the narcissist, so they simply withdraw. Adult children more likely have distanced themselves or cut themselves off, or even have limited communication and time spent with a narcissist simply to protect themselves. And this causes their relationships with grandchildren to be impaired. They don't get to enjoy grandchildren. Forget about friends, because they don't want to be bothered either, because more than likely the mask slipped a long time ago and the raggedy dusty behind narcissist was exposed for who they really are. Extended families simply do not want to be around because the narcissist is divisive and constantly creates confusion and drama. And so who wants to be around that? Don't even think about neighbors in the community, because listen, the narcissist has been exposed. The narcissist has made everybody sick and tired of them. So nobody wants to be around the narcissist. Like, can you imagine just being in your own crazy manufactured drama or in your own fantasy land with nobody? I mean, even as a healthy person, it's hard to be alone, all the time, or not have healthy and fulfilling relationships with anybody. So just imagine for somebody who desperately needs a host to feed off. They're not happy. As their sphere of influence decreases, they will seek out scapegoats. They need to remain superior, even if it's only a delusion. They have lost power and control, and they need an outlet to expel their toxicity. This is why you find these aging narcissists highly opinionated and expressing their dislikes for certain races and lifestyles, for example. And this is all because they've lost power over others, so they have to find another outlet. It's just a mess, a big mess. Then, there's the other type of narcissist who still has a little pep in their step. And so you'll find them anywhere where young people are hanging out. They're always the odd one out. And that will be like the old man in the club, or the old cougar at the club, or again, wherever the young people are hanging out and they're trying to be the life of the party, talking constantly about the good old days and everything that they accomplished, which, by the way, they more than likely didn't accomplish, because it was probably the accomplishments of a former supply. But hey, the dusty old narc always claims other people's successes, and so even old supply, you remain an extension of the narcissist, so they have every right in their twisted way of thinking to claim your accomplishments as theirs. Because after all, if it wasn't for the narcissist, how would you have got that PhD? How would you have started that business? How would you be where you are? I mean, of course, you put in the work, but let the narcissist tell the story. It was them who did it for you. So they will always have claims to other people's success. And so it's just something that they will use to brag and clout chase with the new, younger supplies that they run into. And this is the old person who always keeps up with current music and fashion trends so that they can appear as if they're hip and as if they have, like they're really in with a young crowd and they know what's up. And so they'll go back to their friends and family, whichever ones are still remaining, if any, and triangulate the new supply with them just so that they can get that little bit of narcissistic supply. Does the narcissist ever change with age? Absolutely not. They simply transition into an older, grumpier, bitter, dusty behind version of who they have always been. So let me know what you think about in the comments. Have you experienced this? Do you know an old, dusty, raggedy behind narcissist? I can't wait to hear what you say. If anything that I have said resonates with you, I invite you to click subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.